you've gotten off to a great start camp-wise. I know you put a lot of work in this off season. How do you feel about how you're doing this year in camp so far?
Um, I think I'm doing well in regards to always coming out to practice and practicing hard. My teammates are always constantly trying to make sure that I master the little things every single day and staying on top of me.
Thank you.
Michael, after watching film, just assess your performance the other night. It wasn't a lot of snaps, but just assess how you played.
There's like a lot of nuances that I can tighten up, a lot of little things such as hand placement or where my eyes go or my feet that I can tighten up. Other than that, it was good.
Michael,
what do you think?
Michael, going from left to the right side there at right guard, has that been a tough transition at all?
It was at first because I haven't played right side of the ball since I was in high school. But once you get the reps in practice over and over, you get used to it.
Did Frank suggest that, or was that something that you knew going into the offseason might happen, or how did that come about, the position change?
I'm just here to do whatever my coach tells me to do. So I wasn't going in this season thinking I was going to play left or right guard. Whatever position my coach needs me to do, I'll do it.
Hey, Mike, what do you think the biggest difference is with Frank as far as technique and all that stuff? What do you think have been a couple of things that have been the biggest adjustment for you?
His biggest thing is mastering the mundane, and that's doing the little drills every single day. And, he said he has another saying where great players do the little things uncommonly well. So that's always sticking with us in the O-line room.
What drill did you do the most this offseason as you were getting ready for this year? What's the one thing you did more than anything?
I would say working pass sets and the type of hand placement I would use. Coach Pollock has given us a plethora of techniques to use with hand placement. So it's really now just picking one and running with it.
What didn't you like about your hand placement last year?
It wasn't organized. It wasn't there was no plan. It was just get your hands on the dude. Now it's a little bit more direct with Coach Pollock.
Michael, you changed your body in the off season. Was that something you decided to do? Did you have a talk with Frank and decide to do it? And what did you do to change your body the way you did?
It was just something with me. I noticed that I was tired a lot last year, and I didn't really like that about myself. So I just wanted to recomp my body and lose some body fat and add some muscle to it.
How long?
Where do you think your confidence is right now compared to the last couple of preseasons?
My confidence doesn't really change. It's always up. It's a mean stain and it can't wipe off.
I know the date that you guys all are pointing at is September 12th. Was it meaningful at all to you to be listed as a starter on the depth chart, to get the start in that first preseason game?
I didn't really feel one way or the other about it. I was just happy to be out there with my teammates and doing the best I can for my team.
Mike, what was your reaction whenever you saw that y'all were going to be going back to Washington in the preseason? I mean, what was running through your mind? And does that mean anything to you after what happened last year?
No, it's just another game. Another opportunity to get better and fix last week's mistakes.
Mike, you mentioned some of your teammates have been lifting you up. Is there anyone specific that has taken the helm or taken the reins in that department?
It's really a whole offensive line room thing, but the guys in particular, Quentin Spain, Xavier Safulo, Riley Reeve, Trey Hopkins, just all due to, they see me slack off for a little bit, hey, tighten up, or be able to, if you mess up in practice, be able to go on to the next play so that you can focus on getting better at that specific rep.
Michael, you spent time with Willie Anderson, a guy that really thinks a lot of you and really pours in the offensive lineman. Was there any one thing that he really helped you with or enlightened you about in terms of playing in the NFL?
He helped me a lot. Well, footwork and all the things that Pollock is teaching, of course, you got that stuff for sure. But the biggest thing that he expressed with me is that, a lot of young players such as myself, we put too much pressures on ourselves, and you don't need to do that. You got here being you, continue to be who you are, and walk in confidence.
Michael, do you think there's been an attitude shift or a change, not only for you personally, but for the offensive line group this year coming in?
The offensive line group, the whole team. Obviously, last year our record wasn't where we wanted to be, but as a team, we want more. And then to narrow it down to offensive line, we changed our mindsets than it has been in previous years in terms of finish and your will, and always working to get better. Nothing's ever perfect. Always learn something new.
Michael, what do you feel like your skill set? Why do you feel like it will make the switch of the transition easier for you?
Because I'm out in practice doing the same thing with my teammates, at drills over and over and over, and we get plenty of reps. Pollock make sure that we get plenty of drill reps every single day.
And for the offensive line unit as a whole, what do you think will make a successful training camp for you guys with this mindset switch you just talked about?
Being together. Offensive line, if one person messes up the whole play, or even as an offense, if one player on offense messes up, the play's dead. Anybody can make a play on defense. So as an offensive line, just being together and make sure that we're all on the same page.
Mike, when you came in in 2019 and you just ticked off a bunch of leaders, the names of some veteran guys. When you came in, you really didn't have that luxury, did you? When you came in, I mean, it seems like the more guys have been added to, more guys with experience. Has that been helpful the last couple of years?
I mean, I had a couple in years past, John Jerry, Andre Smith, still Trey Hopkins, all those other guys. So I would say, all those guys, they all helped me get to where I am today.
With the competition going on at right guard, do you get a sense of what they're looking for and what skills they're really going to value as they look for who the starter is going to be?
I know in terms of, who Paul's going to put out there, he's going to put the 5 most nastiest guys who do the little things uncommonly well.
Michael, this offseason, as with so many Bengal players, a character on this team is about being involved in the community. You had your first football camp. You spoke at other schools as well. Talk about what it means for you just to give back.
It means a lot to give back. I was given, so now it's my turn to give what was given to me. And that was my goals with all these camps, and hopefully those kids left those camps a little better than they were the day before.
Thank you.
How do you think things went for you in preseason game number 1? Michael, is it a good starting point, things to build on?
There was a lot of good things in tape, but there's definitely a lot of things to build upon. Okay, you did this, but you got to be consistent, number 1, and then 2, you got to build upon where you left off. You can't afford to take a step back.
Mike, you're still a young player, but you're entering year 3. Do you feel like a veteran?
Not by any means. I'm still, Pollock, when he came in here, and all the older guys I have here now, they're always opening up my mind to new things and trying out new techniques, and really just never stop being hungry for knowledge. Always looking to improve.
How confident are you, Michael?
100% confident. I'm confident in my skill sets as a player, and I'm confident in my teammates' skill sets as well.
What have you thought of Deontay Smith so far? I mean, coming in and playing guard, have you been surprised at how well he's been able to just hop in there and make an impression?
Not surprised from a practice standpoint because I'm out there with him. Deontay, he's a hard worker. And, if you guys are watching the tape, he was finishing guys. He was you know, he's nasty. He doesn't stop.